Okay, that other pour took a while. Took over an hour to do. So this is going to be a part two. This one, hopefully, these other ones won't take as long. So we got that one over there drying. Not too happy about it, but it is what it is. So this one is going to be another different technique, and it is going to be part of a Dutch pour as well as using a balloon method. So again, I've never done it before. We'll just see how it goes. So again, I had to change things around here. My setup is horrible and I'm getting paint all over me. Should have been more prepared. So again, we just have an 8x10, just a little practice here. I'm going to go ahead and put the base down. Again, I am just using paint and mixing it with water. Like I said in the first video, I'm not even going by a ratio. So I have no idea. I know there's a ratio you go by. Some people use glue or they use, I forgot even what it's called. Have no clue. But I'm not doing that. So we're just going to put a base coat down on this. And I am going to put my gloves because we're going to do this the pour method, and I know I'll probably need a little more than that. Don't need this to be really thick. He said, well, he heard from some people that go ahead and do it so you get as much money out the door before the court shut it down. And if you caught the first video, you will see that, or hear that I got a lot of this stuff at Dollar Tree. They did not have the popsicle sticks, so I'm just using some plastic silverware I had. So yeah, I am rigging up a lot of stuff here. I'm going to help it along. I surely don't want this video to go as long as the last one did. So I'm going to help it along here. And again, they have little spatula things that you can use, but I didn't get that. They were out of them. So just getting the sides here, and then we'll let it drip. I have to mix up some more of the white. I'm just going to let that pour. Oh. Making sure the sides are coated good. And this paint's been sitting for just a little while, well over an hour. from when I was doing the other one, so might have thickened up a little bit. 'Cause it's just not pouring as good. But we're just going to go with it. Hopefully it doesn't crack. Should have been a little more thinner. See, on the last one, I wanted it a little more thicker. Help it along a little bit. You absolutely want to make sure it's thin enough so that it does pour good. I was going to do this ahead of time so you didn't have to watch me pour it, but
yeah, I wanted to ask you about that, Byron, because, I mean, clearly this is going to tick a lot of people off. You know, if you talk about the taxi driver who never went to even community college and is trying to make a living for themselves and their family, or you talk about the
spread icing on a cake.
America, who went to 2 years of community college to learn a trade and is making nowhere near the $125,000 that's the cap for debt forgiveness here. But it's not the galvanizing sort of issue that the Dobbs decision was. So when you look at those two things as we go into the final 8 weeks of the campaign here, can you really make a lot of political hay out of this loan forgiveness deal? And could it ever measure up to the galvanizing
Oh my goodness.
that the Dobbs decision was?
It did thicken up a little bit, but we're going to go with it. We're going to go with it anyways. Hopefully it doesn't crack.
Democratic groups that they would like to fire up. Remember, they're talking about trying to fire up their own base. They're not bringing up converts. They're trying to fire up their
Just
own
kind
base. There's
of
really two overlaps.
clean out the edges here.
The progressive wing of the Democratic Party and young people. That's, you know, a lot of the same people there. But the thing is, yes.
Okay. And at this time, I'll take my gloves off.
There are millions and millions of people who have college debt.
I still got paint on me.
Have debt of 10,000 or below. Or
And just like my last video I said, like I said, I don't have the right tools. That's okay. I'm winging it. So this thing I just bought, I didn't buy it. Actually, it's a friend's. Don't even know if it's got enough oomph in it, but alrighty. And I think I want to turn this around. Okay. Yeah, I want to turn it around that way. So, again, this is just an 8x10. And I'm going to go wash my hands real quick before I get started. Okay. So, this one is going to be a mixture of what they call a Dutch pour as well as a balloon method. Again, I don't know what I am doing. I have never done this before. And so we're just going to wing it. The first thing I'm going to do is, I'm looking around, I'm looking for my stuff. Okay, I want a little bit of greenery because we're going to try to do some flowers and a little bit of leaves. And so I have this pretty runny and I don't have what I need, so we're just gonna go with it.
So I went down to my 51 Plymouth with beach towels for seat covers.
I'm going to do it at the bottom there a little bit. I should have went lower. That's okay. And then at the top.
In the repair shop. Give my word, true story. And my dad was a well-dressed.
Didn't really want it that thick, but
My dad was pacing back and forth between the big garage door going into the repair shop and the door going out of the showroom. And I looked up and he said, "Oh, Joey, honey, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I thought God something happened
all right.
before cell phones." So something happened.
And then I have a
My sister and my
different color of green.
So I went to see the guy's name was Charlie Delcher.
So
Vice President
put
of
that in
Farmers
there.
Bank, which is a state-owned bank that has a lot of the financing of people trying to purchase a car. So I went to Charlie and asked him to borrow the money. He said, "You won't lend it to me." He said, "I'm so ashamed. I'm so damn ashamed." You know, my dad was like millions of parents all across the country. He wanted to help the kids get to school, but there was just no way to be able to do it. You know, and because he believed
This is scary.
a better life.
And then add a little bit of yellow.
I'm sure the vast majority of you do as well. But over time, that takes
Not a whole lot.
too many Americans. All this means is an entire generation is now saddled with unsustainable debt in exchange for attempts at a college degree. The burden is so heavy that even if you graduate, you may not have access to middle-class life that the college degree once provided. Many people can't qualify for mortgage.
All right.
With the debt they continue to carry.
So now here's the scary part. Gosh, paint on me everywhere. Goodness. All right. So with the Dutch pour, you use a hair dryer, but they have the I think it's called the condenser or whatever, the attachment that goes on these things. This is a hair dryer I do not use, and I do not have that. So what I did is I rigged this, and I don't know if it's gonna work. It's just foil with tape on it, because you want a rectangle thing here to be able to blow that out. Yeah, this might not work at all. It might blow it way too far, and hopefully it doesn't get on my other painting over there. I'm gonna kind of move this a little bit. I'm gonna put it on low. We're just gonna see how it goes, and you can also blow this with your mouth a little bit. We'll just see. I'm gonna put it on low and blow it out a little bit. Let's see. Well, that's not wanting to work. So, I'm afraid because I got that other painting over there, and I'm getting paint on this. One second. I do need to wash my hands again. I have just got paint everywhere. One second. Okay. So we're trying low here. I tried blowing it with my mouth, and it did better. But let's try high. Didn't work exactly how I wanted it to go, so I am going to blow with my mouth a little bit here.
or high-income household, on top of 5%, the top 5% of income, by the way, will benefit from this tax increase. In fact, about 90% of the eligible beneficiaries make under $75,000 a family. Here's what that means. If you make under $125,000, you get $10,000 knocked off your student debt. If you make under $125,000 and you receive a Pell Grant, you'll get an additional $10,000 knocked off for a total of $20,000 payment. 95% of the borrowers can benefit from these actions. That's 43 million.
Now you have that.
Of the 43
And what happens is, if it ain't perfect, you can add more of your colors. And you can add some white around it to help.
That's 20 million people who can start getting on with their lives. All this means people can start finally crawl out from under that mountain of debt, to get on top of their rent and their utilities, to finally think
To help blow that out
about
more.
starting a family or starting a business. And by the way, when this happens, the whole economy is better off. In the coming weeks, the Department of Education will lay out in detail a short and simple form to apply for this relief, along with information when this application process opens. By resuming student loan payments at the same time as we provide targeted relief, we're taking an economic and responsible course. As a consequence, about $50 billion a year will start coming back into the Treasury.
Let's see what happens here.
Independent experts agree.
I just don't like how that hair dryer is doing. Maybe that hair dryer is just not good enough. It's kind of old.
Especially not to the same folks who voted for a $2 trillion tax cut that mainly benefited the wealthiest and the biggest that slowed down and didn't do that all that time economic growth and wasn't paid for. It racked up this enormous deficit. Just as we never apologized when the federal government gave almost every single cent of over $700 billion for hundreds of thousands of small businesses across America during the pandemic. No one complained that those loans caused inflation. A lot of these folks in small
Not
businesses
sure.
are working in middle-class families. They needed help. It was the right thing to do. So the outrage over helping working people with student loans, I think is just simply wrong. Get wrong.
I think I want
We're fixing the student loan program.
the green to go a little bit
We've talked about this in the past. This is really important.
more over the side.
To make what's called an income-driven repayment plan simple and fair. Here's how. No one with an undergraduate loan today or in the future, whether for a community college or a four-year college, will have to pay more than 5% of their discretionary income to repay their loan. That's income after you pay the necessities like housing, food, and light. You currently pay 10%. We're cutting that in half to 5%. And after you pay your loan for 20 years, your obligation will be fulfilled if it hadn't already been fulfilled, meaning you won't have to pay any more, period. The borrower's original balance was less than $12,000.
The Dutch pour is when you use the hair dryer.
Will be done paying this after 10 years. These changes save more than $1,000 in their average farm. It's a game changer. We're also fixing this problem. This has been the main driving crazy public service loan forgiveness program. And this program forgives student loans to encourage those students who have those loans if they go into public service. Think of the millions who
I think
are
I kind of like that
public
better.
school teachers, local police officers, workers in local charities.
Okay, we're going to just go with that.
So many more. Think of the folks who work for federal, state, local, tribal government.
That's what we're going to go
Keeping
with.
essential services going, responding to reactions
Could have probably put more white on there.
public service. And the loan isn't forgiven as previous. It's outrageous. Well, the minimum wage is going to fix it. The Department of Education has recently proposed changes that will make this program better and over the long term, much better. And now the department issues emergency temporary changes to retroactively credit public service so it counts and loans are forgiven. Since I've been in office, more than 175,000 teachers, nurses,
Okay,
police officers,
so now
able to get over $10 billion in loan forgiveness so far through this program. If this opportunity expires,
I got this
October 31st,
smiley face balloon. That's what we're going to use. We're not going to use a ton of color here.
all those
We're going to use some pink.
is
I think we're going to start
to go. Here's a reminder,
right here.
how to do it. Go to pslf.gov
And
before October 31st to see if you qualify for public service student
Um,
loan forgiveness. This is another game changer. And we're gonna have
purple.
people over there to help direct you and work you through the process. And one more big change we're making to the
This might be a big flower. I didn't want it that big. And-
Delivering value to students. We've all heard of those schools, many students who
Maybe a little gold.
paychecks when they graduate, only to watch these students be ripped off and left with mountains of debt. My predecessor
A
was
little
the
bit
other
of
way.
white in there.
Good reason, but to do anything about this.
Alrighty.
My administration is taking it on. For example, the Department of Education works with
Now we're
private
just
education
going
associations
to
to accredit
press it down.
colleges and universities so they can receive federal aid. Well, last week the Department of Education fired a college accreditor.
All right, that was weird.
ITT accredited the fraud bar.
It's pretty though in the balloon.
Combined with our emergency actions, public
Um,
service forgiveness programs and other action taken, we've been able to cancel more than
Oh
$5
no.
billion of student debt for 1.6
Let's-
million bars, including those defrauded by these bad acting schools.
Do you want up
Our
here?
goal is to shine a light on the worst actors so students can avoid these debt traps. Now, I understand not everyone, not everything
Okay.
is going to make everybody happy. Something is too much.
Oh my goodness, I am just getting
Public defense and motor boats, tax cuts and other things.
so much.
Something is too little.
Go ahead and
My plan is responsible and fair. It focuses the benefit on
some
middle class
purple.
and families. It helps both current and future borrowers, and will fix a badly broken system.
Yellow.
These actions build my administration's effort to make college more affordable in the first place. It includes unprecedented
Orange. And I'm gonna wipe this off with a paper
historic black
towel.
colleges and universities, much of which is focused on pandemic relief to help students cover tuition and other costs so they can stay in school. And I must be honest with you, we're going to continue to fight for doubling the Pell Grants. I didn't get that done this time. Let me say it again. 12 years of universal education.
And
I'm going to continue to work for universal pre-K
get some
for
pink.
every 3 and 4-year-old, and universal community college for education beyond high school.
Go ahead and smash
Let me
it.
close this. I ran for office to grow the economy from the bottom up to the middle out. Because when we do that, everybody does better. Everybody does. The wealthy do very well. The poor
I don't know if you can blow that out or not.
Greatest opportunities. That's what the
Boy, I need a
DEI
lot of
is
paper
about.
towel to do this, to make this up.
It's about giving people a fair shot. It's about the one word America can define by: possibilities. It's all about providing possibilities. We have a lot more to say about this. There's a lot of material that's going to be put out as to how this is being implemented. We want to thank you all.
This up. See if you can blow it.
I didn't have any of this. None. Zero. Not one second. Thank you.
Can't really blow it much.
Okay, couple of interesting questions fired there. One from our own Peter Ducey on the way out the door about when the president was made aware of the FBI raid at the Mar-a-Lago residence of former President Trump. He said that he was not, didn't have one bit of information on that, didn't know anything about it in advance. We covered this story yesterday. There was a back and forth between the White House counsel and NARA, which is the arm that oversees all of the archival records, including presidential records. So there was an awareness in the legal counsel's office at the White House. We know that based on what has been released. So
I really
that is a
don't
side
know
story,
what
but
to
important
think
stories
about
we've been
that.
covering, and today's story is this
It's
still
not
different
really,
leaf.
it's given more of
But
a
I want to bring
leaf.
in Brett Baer, anchor and executive editor of Special Report and Fox News chief political anchor. Brett, always good to have you with us. Joined us today. Even listening in on this, basically it's $10,000 in debt relief that will go through January of 2023. So it goes through the midterm election period, and will provide some relief to people who owe student loans, and there's a lot of them, millions of them in this country. Nearly a third of the 43 million people in the country who have federal student debt are in that $10,000 range. So a lot of people have called this vote buying ahead of the midterm. Does this get the administration any traction as we head into those elections?
Well, yes, with those people, $10,000, $20,000 for Pell Grants, and there are millions of those people. However, there are tens of millions of other people who have paid off their student loans, as was mentioned in that question to the president at the very end, or who don't go to college, and they are on the hook for this. This is really
You can blow it out a little bit.
because you are alienating one section that may feel angry about that loan being paid off. Number one. Number two, different people. As the
Okay, this one is not, it's not doing it either, but we are going to keep working at it.
Jason Furman, the head of the President Obama's Council of Economic Advisors,
Let's see.
pouring roughly $500 billion of gasoline on the inflationary fire that is already burning is reckless. Doing it while going well beyond one campaign promise, 10,000 student loan relief,
Let's do
and breaking another that all
pink.
proposals will be paid for is even worse. He goes on in a long thread on Twitter. Again, this is President Obama's director of the Economic Council.
You know, I think we've
Yellow.
heard similar things from Larry Summers, also an Obama Biden economic advisor, who has said that this will be inflationary, that it'll throw some gasoline on that
Orange.
inflationary fire. It's interesting to note, let's just put up this Fox poll. Biden disapproval, voters under 35 years old. many of whom
Purple.
may fall in this category of owing money on these debts. Their disapproval of this president has been up
Smush it.
points from this August to last August. So we may be seeing an attempt at reaching out to some of that group. But you know, what always comes to mind, and I played this yesterday, I'm going to play it again today because I think it pretty much sums up the argument of those who
Well.
will be critical of this, which is what the president just cited. And this is an exchange with Elizabeth Warren and a voter back in 2020. Watch this.
just don't know what I think about that.
People all through the middle classes of this country who made sacrifices to pay for their own education, their kids' education, and now want to know why some of this is going to come out of their broad taxpayer basket, Brett.
I think it's a great question, and I do think it's like a knife's edge as far as the politics of this.
One down
You get the
here.
benefit of the people who are benefiting, but you get a
Purple.
lot of anger from people like that gentleman talking to Senator Elizabeth Warren. I think
pink.
that there are a lot of those folks, and there are farmers who say, I've got a mortgage, I've got a tractor that I have a loan on, are you going to help me pay for that?
Some
You build an
yellow.
expectation. Not only that, there is real concern that some of these colleges will raise tuition because of it. Now, at the end, he said the Secretary of Education is
Maybe
going to
some
police what colleges charge for tuition. But that hasn't happened so far because they've been going up every year, and this may accelerate.
Not wipe this
Yeah,
off.
that's the argument. Madison Albright is here. She's going to do a report on that because the argument for why college costs have outpaced inflation over decades is that there's been so much federal money that pours into these student loans that gave these universities the leeway to keep jacking up the price of tuition with all those federal dollars coming in. And it's interesting, this comment from Mitch McConnell today. He called this Biden's
Well.
socialism.
Okay, this is going to be part 2. Did not realize when my dogs were barking that I put it on. I stopped it instead of putting it on pause. So, anyways, this one is not going the way I wanted it to, but we're just going to keep on going. I did a few while I was waiting, so anyways, we're going to do one more of these balloon flower thingy-majigs and then just call it a day with it. Let's see.
I've been taking Prevagen for about 3 years now. People say to me periodically, man, you got a memory like an elephant. It's really, really helped me tremendously.
Prevagen, healthier brain, better life.
Attention, Congress has passed the Camp Lejeune Justice Act, making billions of dollars available for victims exposed to the toxic water on the base.
If you lived or worked at Camp Lejeune, even if you're non-military, and have suffered from a serious illness, call White Heart Legal right now. You may be entitled to a substantial settlement.
If you lived at Camp Lejeune and suffered any serious health problems, call 1-800-778-4200.
Alright, this is going to be the last one.
4200.
All right, Dr. Fauci headed for the exit, but Senator Rand Paul, he's vowing to hold him accountable no matter what. Senator Rand Paul.
Just leaving a lot of veins and stuff. Let me see if I can blow that out, or maybe turn this around and do it again that way. Oops, it's sliding. I don't know. That's gonna be probably the best I'm gonna do on this one.
More surfing. More sharing with the ones you love. With Usenet, you'll have the freedom to live wherever you want.
It just kind of looks like a hot mess.
Call 1-800-609-2019.
Try to get some of these out of the white.
Call now. Get Usenet and stay connected wherever you live.
I don't know. I'll blow it out a little bit, but
that they could potentially keep control.
I don't know if I can that much.
A very interesting special election that many analysts said was a bellwether last night. This is a special election in New York 19. Democrat Pat Ryan hung on to a
I don't know about this one. We're going to go ahead and torch it.
Now President Biden did in the 2020 race in those areas, either winning by bigger margins or losing by fewer points. With that, we bring in Mercedes Schlapp, former director of strategic communications under President Trump, now senior fellow for the CPAC Foundation, and Mark Penn, former Fed advisor at Holster and chairman and CEO of Stagwell Incorporated. Great to have both of you with us. Mercedes, what's your take on what happened last night?
Look, I think for the most part, when you're looking at the fact that that race was still very close, that was raced up in upstate New York, it's very telling. Obviously, we're always looking at the special elections, seeing what the trend could be. I still think that the enthusiasm is on the Republican side. I still think we are going to win the House of Representatives. Clearly, I think with the Senate, it's going to be a little more challenging, but very doable, because we do have some of these more novice type of candidates who have never been politicians before. And as we know, the Democrats, they're going to outspend Republicans as they normally do in these elections. So that's going to be an uphill battle. But I got to tell you, when you look at the issues of inflation, crime, and border,
And we are just going to let it go as it is. So basically, that's what that is. I do not think there was enough base paint for it. And I don't know, never used that technique before. So with the balloons. So anyways, we're going to move on to the next one we're going to do. Okay, so this one we're just going to do a regular pour. Let me get some gloves for this one. What a mess I have made. So anyways, just going to pour the white on there. Again, help it through. I have made such a mess.
We're a different kind of dentistry. One who believes in doing anything it takes to make dentistry work for your life. So we offer a complete exam and x-rays free to new patients without insurance every day. Plus, patients get 20% off their treatment plan. We're on your corner and in your corner every step of the way. Because your anything is our everything. Aspen Dental.
Just let it pour down.
Book today at AspenDental.com. Walk in or call 1-800-ASPEN-DENTAL. Without a place from home, I don't know how I would have found the perfect senior care. Not just
This is how the other one should have looked.
when mom and
Oh well.
our advisor helped us find the best home care. As mom's care needs changed, our advisor understood what she needed. Once
The
again,
sides.
to the perfect seniority community. I'm so grateful that mom's in such a warm, welcoming place. Our service comes at no cost to your family. Connect with us today. Another sleepless night.
Said I'm not a professional.
Just not cut.
Just doing this for the fun of it.
Now it's time to smell a tomato. A good morning starts with midnight.
Ever get a sign the universe is trying to tell you something? Not that one. That's the one. At University of Phoenix, you could earn your master's degree in less than a year for under $11K. Learn more at phoenix.edu.
My family struggles with allergens, and it makes me want to make changes. We got rid of most of our rides.
Alrighty.
What more can we do? With Filtrete, I can make just a small change and have better air quality in my home. I really like the app. I like that it will
Yummy.
notify me to change my filter.
Um,
I can do the things that I need to do because I have that Filtrete smart app to think about
I
that.
think with this one, we're just gonna do some blues. I don't know.
Your eye symptoms could be something more. The itchiness may just be scratching the
I have no
surface.
idea what I'm doing.
Gritty feeling may not
Um,
be so cut and dry. And you need to put the pain
Don't
behind
know.
your eyes front and center. Up to 50% of people with Graves' disease will develop a different condition called thyroid eye disease, which needs a different treatment. To learn more,
Just-
find a TED eye specialist
Visit TED.com.
Tonight at Incremental, why is Beta Boy Mayor Jacob Fry of Minneapolis mad at the Increment? Well, we're going to reveal it tonight at 10 p.m.
Don't know.
High-speed internet
Have no
Well,
clue.
you can with Usenet, America's number one choice for satellite
A
internet.
lot of
Other
turquoise.
providers don't reach. And now with free standard installation, it's easy to get connected. Get fast speeds and built-in Wi-Fi to so you can do more of what you want online. More shopping. More surfing. More sharing with the ones you love. With Usenet, you'll have the freedom to live wherever you want. While staying in touch, call 1-800.
I don't know. Let's see what it looks like. We can always add, subtract. I don't know.
Call now. Get Usenet and stay connected wherever you
Just
live.
gonna start to pour in.
Moments ago, Fox's Peter Doocy got an exclusive with the
It's spreading really good.
Cardona, who was
I'll
just
help
in
it
for
along
Friday.
there.
They announced that they will forgive student loan debt up to
Why not?
millions of dollars for Peter Doocy, or Peter Doocy rather, started by asking
Why
about
not?
this new plan and about how it's fair to those who have already worked hard, some of them two jobs, to pay the student loan debt off over time. Watch it.
Look, this is a good day for America, a good day for those who are thinking about higher education in the future, because not only does it provide student loan forgiveness, it also fixes a system that's broken. And to those who are saying it's not fair, look, the aim of this is really to address the effects of the pandemic. It's my responsibility to make sure that people aren't coming out of the pandemic worse off than they were at the beginning.
But to the fairness question, the people that are sitting at home,
Right.
having just paid off their student loans or having paid them off years ago, what's in it for them?
Well, look, when we address some of the issues that could lead to default payments or default borrowers in the future, that affects everyone. We should be proud that we're able to help Americans that need help right now, just like we help businesses, small businesses during the pandemic. You know, it's about making sure we're taking care of Americans and investing in our economy and in our people.
But just the final one on this, the people that already paid their student loans, they don't get anything out of this deal. That's right, okay. Speaker Pelosi said last year she thought that this was something a president could not do. It would require an act of Congress. So, is this legal?
Yeah, look, the HEROES Act, page 637 to be exact, provides access, gives me the authority to provide a waiver to ensure that Americans are not worse off after an emergency, a national emergency, which the pandemic was.
And the big focus here is on college and grad school today. We heard Dr. Fauci yesterday talking about grade school kids, and he said, I don't think it's forever irreparably damaged anyone, talking about remote learning. Do you agree with that?
Look, we know remote learning doesn't substitute for in-person learning. That's why we're thrilled the American Rescue Plan dollars is being used to provide tutoring, to provide additional supports. This school year, our students need us to level up education across the country, get back to making sure kids are reading, math, making sure that they have the supports that they need. I do believe that while remote learning helped during the pandemic, it's no substitute for in-person learning.
And I know that you guys gave, I think,
Kinda like the weights in there.
$7 million to school districts to make sure the kids are caught up. What kind
That's
of
about it.
funding
We're just gonna leave it go like that.
so much time are actually
Just some blues.
I'll be very frank with you, there was a lot of funding through the American Rescue
Some
Plan
blues
dollars,
and some
rightfully so.
whites.
Americans suffered a lot, but now we're putting up new systems of accountability to make sure the money is going to the
That's
classrooms
about it.
and the students are getting the support.
Blue and a little bit of white.
making sure that
The sides are all colored.
fifth grade right now are all at a fifth grade level. What
I'm gonna take this
Local,
off.
state and local governments are the ones that move forward their assessment systems. What we're doing is providing support, accountability, and technical assistance to
I
make
don't
sure
think
that
I'm gonna
their
get any
substitute
cells out of
students are providing
this.
tutoring and after-school programming to catch these students up. That's why the
Probably
American
get
Rescue Plan Dollars
cracked
made so much sense, and
canvas,
that's
who
why across the country,
knows.
all states are benefiting from it.
Both of those issues that Peter touched on are so important in this country as we try to recover and become competitive and allow our kids to get caught up on all
I wasn't
the
trying to get any
Here we
cells
are,
anyways.
Pete heads up. Pete, great to have you here, and we're grateful to Peter Ducey for asking some of those questions. And I thought it was very interesting. And I know you were listening closely as well. I don't. Do we have that soundbite, you guys? Okay, so I'll just summarize it. Basically, we just got it. So let's replay this. Watch.
All of this, the people that already paid their student loans, they don't get anything else. That's right, okay.
No, that's right. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
You have no answer for the fairness argument. We can talk about the COVID rationale they're using because it is inherently unfair. If you didn't depend on government, if you believe in personal responsibility, if you worked diligently to pay down your loans, you get nothing. But if you're counting on the government to bail you out, this is a great day for you. And that's exactly what's happening in this case. Martha, I knew I might have to pay college tuition for it.
Alrighty, I'm gonna do one more and that's it. That's all I'm doing. Okay, we are gonna try one last one, and it's a Dutch pour with the hair dryer, so we're gonna see how it works. Don't know. Again, never tried this. We got the other three drying. I accidentally stuck my hands in a couple of them as I was trying to move them to get them to a safe place for them to dry. I do have cats, so yeah, we'll just see how they turn out. I don't know when they dry, but anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this. The base is gonna be black, so we're just gonna go ahead and start pouring. Again, I don't know if this is gonna be the right consistency or not. I have really made a mess. I have. And this is a flat one. This doesn't have the sides on it. So, just saying. And again, I don't know the right consistency or whatever. Have no idea. Haven't looked it up. I'll put a little more than this on there. But just right now I'm gonna get, and with this not this is kind of like on a cardboard, so I don't even know how that's gonna work. Don't know. And also I'm mixing a bunch of colors with this, so again, I don't know. Have no idea. Just gonna kind of go with it, I guess. I have got paint everywhere. I do have to say that. I think this is gonna need more, probably. This would have been better done outside. Really should get gloves. I've went through so many gloves. One moment. Okay. So we're going to pour a little more on there. Just kind of let it drip. Help it along. Oops. not pausing my phone with the dogs barking because my hand's already black. So. And of course the back of this is going to be black because it's going to sit right back on this plastic. I really should have been more prepared, but I'll probably do another video. Maybe be more prepared for this. Do it better. I don't know. I should have done a canvas that had that was stretched. That's what they're called. Because I don't like this at all, because it's like you can see right through it, and it's already all the way, it's already on the back of it. And I know people that do this professionally or whatever, they have those stands that you can put them on so you're not getting it on the back. I mean, I can make homemade stands or whatever, but just don't have enough room on this table. Seriously. And every time I put my hands on this thing, I just had one of these left, so I thought, why not? We're gonna try something different. We're gonna go with it. Oops, it's getting close to dinner time. I have to make dinner. I'm making fried chicken. We're just gonna lay that in there. I don't care. I don't care. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these gloves off. Just gonna have to, whatever. So we're gonna get the hair dryer out. It didn't look the greatest, but I had it on low. So see, you're already seeing a spot there. Whatever. I'm mixing up some blues, some purples. Yeah, so. And I got a lot of paint to clean up. And hopefully it doesn't go on my other paintings. Like I said, I don't know how those are going to turn out, because when I was moving them, I accidentally stuck my hand in them. Anywho, we're going to start, and hopefully when I put my dryer on, because I'm going to put it on high, hopefully it doesn't I don't know, hopefully it doesn't spray out all over there. But anyways, we're going to drop some darker blue there. Some more dark blue. A lot of turquoise. And some silver maybe in the middle. Not silver. Gold. Gold. That's what it is. I really don't know what I'm doing. I really don't. So I think put some A little bit black here. Black here to help spread it out. I don't know. We're gonna try it. We're gonna try low to begin with. It's just not cut right. Well, I don't know. Don't know what to think about that. Huh. Okay. Well, we're just going to continue. We're going to do some purples here. And we're just going to keep on going. So. This will probably be a epic fail, but I'm just getting black all over me. Like I said, I just don't have the setup for this either. But as a matter of fact, we're just gonna kind of alternate this and I'm just gonna blow it all out and all at once. Why not? Might have been too much black. I don't know. Alrighty, I gotta wash my hands so that it's all over me. Okay, here we go. think I'm gonna add, because it seemed like it, I'm gonna add a little bit of blues in some areas. The dark blues don't really show up on that black, but like right here, maybe some turquoise. Like I said, I don't know what I'm doing. Turquoise right there. Maybe a little gold. I don't know. Let's see. Did not do. I'm knocking stuff over. Did not add the black. That helps it move. I don't know. I'm going to play with this a little bit more. I think I should have just left the blues because it's going to take a little bit, but kind of got the idea. I think I should have just left it with the blues and maybe not have done the purples. But anyways, because this has taken a long time, the video. But you can, let me grab it really quick. You can, after you are done with these, you can seal them with, they have a sealant for acrylic canvas or whatever it is that you can use, or you can also use clear varnish. You can also use oh my goodness, I'm having a brain moment. You can also use sorry about that. Someone came to the house. Never fails, always an interruption. But you can use also acrylic, or I'm trying to think. Anyways, I'm exhausted. So, or you can use a clear coat gloss on it. This piece here is an epic fail. It does not look like what I wanted it to look like, so I'm not even going to try to redo it. You get the idea. The Dutch pours where you use the hair dryer. Again, this was my first go at it, so it looks like a hot mess, but I'm going to let it dry, and I'm going to go ahead and give it a clear coat anyways. I mean, it is a hot mess. I just should have stuck with the blues and not covered it all up and just, you know, kind of let it go with the black and whatever. But it is a hot mess. So anyways, I'm going to clean up here. I got to get dinner going. I'll show what it looks like with the clear coat on. But you're not going to get on these any cells going or anything like that, because I just mixed, at least I don't think so, I just mixed it with the paint with water, and like I said, made a hot mess. And on the other ones as well, when I was trying to move them around, I put my hands in them, so I might get some cracks. It's not going to be an even surface or whatever. I was just kind of showing some different techniques on paint pouring, what you can do with like the balloons, the Dutch pour. I might try it again. I don't know. I might not. I mean, this was a complete mess. So anyways, we'll catch you again on another maybe epic fail. Still working on that concrete fountain. I am. But we'll just catch you guys again.